Welcome to the Bobby Drew Show, everybody. Golf claps, golf claps, golf claps.
What's up?
I'm Bobby Drew, the host of the Bobby Drew Show. Also, you can see right there, I'm the fantasy football champ. We got David over here.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, wow. All right. We got David over there, and we got Brian to my right. David's the funny guy. Brian is the sports expert. And if you're wondering what this show is, so are we. We're still trying to figure it out. But we are a Christian-based sports show. So you don't have to worry about anything we're going to say. It's family friendly because we keep God first. And our motto is, listen, sports are cool, but we keep God first all the time. And so we had good church this weekend. We had 2 baptized in the name of Jesus. So we praise God for that. Thank you, Jesus, for that.
Awesome. We had one.
You had one. Well,
Yeah.
well, praise the Lord.
Yep.
We're excited about that. Besides that, you guys have anything you want to say here in the intro that you would like people to know?
Yes, I'll go first. I would like people to know that we are here for your entertainment. So we would like you to tell a friend, share it, like it. I'm talking to my wife right now. I know you're out there, but you're probably not listening. Come on, lady.
Yeah, what's up with
Need your
that?
help.
Brian, anything you'd like to say?
Go Celtics.
Oh,
Go
gross.
Celtics. All right. And the reason why we're here for entertainment and not we try to be informative, but we are not experts. I do not know everything. And I sure know that David does not know everything when it comes to sports. Brian, on the other hand, he may be closer than all of us, and you as well if you're in the comments. But hey, whatever. We're here for your entertainment, but we're not going to do what's up with that here tonight. We're going to do something a little bit different. And this is kind of inspired by something that our bishop had said. And so with the idea, we all know we enjoy sports. I think with a show of hands, who enjoys sports? All right, there we go. We're all on the same page. I'm glad we're all here. We enjoy sports. We do not idolize sports, which could be very easy to do if you just like dive right into it. So we don't idolize sports. We enjoy sports. The guys that play sports, they are very good, but we don't idolize them and try to be like them. We're trying to be like the Lord. But with that being said, there's a lot of people that can idolize sports figures. So our bishop was sitting there talking to us, and he said, there's a lot of idolatry in the sports world. And I said, yeah, there is. And then he was like, but we shouldn't idolize them, but we do need to recognize that they do have skills. And, I probably could be an NFL QB, honestly, but that's neither here nor there, whatever. But they have skills. So he said we shouldn't call them, they shouldn't be idols. So his term that he came up with is they should be called skillets because they have skills. Now, where that came from, I'm not 100% sure.
I love it,
but
Bishop. I love it.
I told him we're going to put that on there.
Yep.
But we're going to do something. We're going to do a verse of the week. This is going to be something we're going to start every week now. So Dave had texted me this one earlier. I'll put it up on the board for us. If you have your Bibles, turn to 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. It says, for bodily exercise profits a little, but godliness is profitable for all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. So,
Amen.
Yes. If you need encouragement to quit the gym, that's your scripture right there. Because really, it's not even profitable. But the word of the Lord is. So, with that in mind, we're just going to talk about sports for a little while. And there was something that happened this week. I did not get a chance to watch any of it. I don't even know what happened. And I couldn't tell you the name of the race. I couldn't tell you who won. I can't tell you. All I know is that it was a close finish. That's all I know. So we have a photo here. I guess I'll put that up, and then I'll let you two talk about the race because Denny Hamlin didn't win. So where was this at, guys?
This was in Atlanta.
Hotlanta.
Hotlanta. Photo finish. Who won?
Daniel
there it is. Sorry, Brian. Daniel Suarez wins by 0.003 thousandths. What is that? Of a second.
3 1,000ths of a second. Yep.
Barely won by the skin of his teeth.
So this is the second race. Daytona 500 was last week.
Yep.
What was the name, Brian? You mentioned something. I can't remember. What was the name of this race?
The Am Better Insurance 400.
They got
at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
There you go. See that? See? Tag team. There it is, man. Great job.
What was that one more time?
No, we're not doing this.
Listen, NASCAR is all about sponsors, okay? Yep. One day we're going to have the Bobby Drew show on the hood of
any car but the number 11.
The number 11.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah.
I'll be down for that.
Can you see Denny Hamlin at the end of the race after he wins 19th position? He can say, yeah, the Bobby Drew show Toyota ran really good tonight.
See, that's the problem. I can't root for the guy. Well, I'll be in a conundrum. I don't know what I'd be able to do.
Even if we're sponsoring the guy?
I know. I have to. I'd have to pull for him.
Hey, we need somebody. Zach with the stats. How much does it cost to be the hood sponsor of a NASCAR? That's what we need to know because that's going to be our goal. Who cares about equipment? Let's just sponsor a NASCAR.
Yeah, sure.
That's right.
You want publicity? That's the way to do it. So, I don't know, Brian. You probably know more than we do. How does the point system work for NASCAR? Do you know that?
Yeah, I mean they have stages. Like there's 10 drivers that can get stage points, and obviously if you're first, you get 10, and then it goes all the way down to the 10th person gets 1. So you can get stage points, plus you get points for the win. And then you get however many cars there are, 1 to 40. So if you win the race and you won both stages, you would get 40 points for the win. You get 10 points for each stage, so you can get 60 points. Depends how many laps you lead. So there's a lot of things that go into it. And of course, if you wreck and you're out of a race and you have a DNF, which means did not finish, you lose. You don't get any points. Like you lose a lot of points, and you can have penalties where you lose points, like post-race inspection. You know, say somebody wins and they find like the spoiler is like 1/100th of an inch bigger than the other one. The brilliance of NASCAR decides they're going to dock you like 100 points, and then your crew chief is suspended for 3 races. It's the silliest thing I've ever heard. I don't know why they do that, but the point system is pretty cool. It gives, so like if you win a race in NASCAR, normally you get to the playoffs at the end of the year, you know, so you want to get at least 1 win. It doesn't guarantee you get it, but I've never seen, you know, where you won a race and you didn't get, but then in college football, they had a Power 5 undefeated team that didn't make the playoffs. So what do I know? I'm just a sports guy. But, you know, if you win, you can get in, but you can get in with points because at the end of the year, there's 16 drivers that make the playoffs. And there was a couple drivers last year that got in just on points, which means, you know, if you usually have like 12 or 15 top 10 finishes, you get a lot of points. And if you lead a lot of laps, even if you don't win, because really at that point, you just want to get in, because if you're in the playoffs and you wreck, you're pretty much done. So unfortunately, like your number 1 seed, he gets in a wreck and he loses all those points, then you're in trouble. But I mean, I like NASCAR. I mean, it's 100,000 of my greatest redneck friends ever. I love going to the game. I love going to the races. It's fun, you know, but the point system is pretty cool. You really got to pay attention to it. But
well,
so who's go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I was going to give you an example. Some of the points things, it's ridiculous. There, for instance, was a story in the news. Joey Logano, he got some kind of a pre-inspection fine for not having the right kind of gloves on his hand. So, and NASCAR saying it wasn't only a safety issue, but it also provided a competitive advantage. I don't even know what that's about, but he qualified second, so they put him at the end of the field. There's going to be other stuff that happens, but even where he finished in the race was, they started him back so far. But those are the kind of things that Brian was talking about. It can just be like nuts sometimes what the penalties are and different things. It's crazy.
Somebody in the comments says they must have inside information. Says you need big money. That's my dad.
Yeah.
Which, hey, my dad was a race car driver for 1 or 2 races. So back up there in Wisconsin, they did stock car racing back before anybody knew that stock car racing was a thing. They put that on the map.
Bobby, did you see Zach just put it in the comments? It's $35 million a year or $500,000 a race. Yeah, I'll write the check. No big deal. Yep.
$500,000 a race.
A race or $35 million for the year.
Wow.
Bro,
that's
how much does it cost to get one of them little teeny tiny bumper stickers?
We can put one of our Bobby stickers on there. Or we don't have to do anything. We can just run one. We can act like we get like a pre-race pass pit and just run down and put it on a car and run.
Bill.
I mean, take me away in handcuffs, but it'd be totally worth it.
Sears did it and went out of business.
That's funny.
That's a good one.
That's
so what's the leaderboard for NASCAR right now? Who's in the lead? Anybody know that? Because I don't know that.
Kyle Busch right now.
Kyle Busch.
He's had top two finishes, I think. Busch is in first, Byron's in second, Austin Cindric's in third, Bubba Wallace fourth, Blaney fifth, Elliott sixth, Daniel Suarez, who just won, is in seventh, Chastain 8, Alex Bowman 9, and Martin Truex is 10. That's your top 10.
Wow.
But from first place to 10th place is 17-point differential.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's close.
Yeah, it's close right now. Yeah.
That is pretty close. We'll look again one more time. That's the photo finish. You don't get a finish like that every Sunday or Saturday.
No.
That's crazy. That could have been anybody's race.
Yep.
Oh man. Well, we'll move on from that because I feel like we're taking a lot of left turns talking about NASCAR.
That's my favorite part.
Pun intended. So Brian.
Yes.
We're kind of in your wheelhouse today. This is like, nailed
it. Sorry, I didn't mean to be a distraction.
You're good.
We're in Brian's wheelhouse today because we're talking about NASCAR. We're talking about college, men's college basketball. We're talking about the NBA, and toward the end, we're going to talk about some NFL. At the end, we're going to end it with a bang. We got top 10 QBs coming up. We had an interaction with an NFL wide receiver, so we're going to talk about that as well. But before we can get to all of that, we want to talk about something that happened in NCAA men's basketball. Not only this, it's happened before, but it really got put on the spotlight this weekend because a very important player had got injured this week. So, Brian, fill us in. What in the world happened this weekend?
Well, Duke Wake Forest played each other, and Wake Forest, who's unranked, yet they were favored to win by 2.5, played the number 8 ranked team Duke, which we know are always overrated because everybody knows I'm a Husky fan and I can't stand Duke, but nobody deserved what happened here. Duke lost, so all the drunk kids decide to run out on the court. And when Kyle Filipowski was still on the court, who, if nobody knows who that is, that's the sophomore center for Duke. He's a great recruit. He's a great kid. I think he's got a future in the next level. Was trying to get off the court, and one of the kids ran and bumped into his leg and then kind of twisted his ankle. And obviously they got to try to get him off the court because at this point there's like 500 students running on. So you got to get these kids off. I mean, there's no way to stop it because these universities, they use it in their recruiting. I mean, these kids are running on the court. I don't know. I feel bad. I mean, I know it's Duke, I'm not supposed to, but I do feel bad because he really could have got, somebody is going to get hurt. And I think that's the only time it's going to stop. I heard some people saying, if they get on the court, arrest them. Come on. I mean, let's not get that extreme. or like funnel them in a certain area. So you're telling me college kids are going to listen to what some security guard is saying? You know, which I heard is a good idea. If it's a ranked game, the university needs to pay for extra security to put around the visiting team. That way they can escort them off the court and let the kids go out there and jump around and celebrate. Because it happens in football too. The Auburn Alabama game back in 2013 when Auburn ran that missed field goal back. I mean,
that was wild though.
I mean, that stadium got so empty, so they were all on the field. And I mean, where do you go? You know, I mean, I get it. I mean, these kids are excited, but you know, it can't stop. It's part of the game. But you know, people like they glorify it. They're like, oh yeah, let's storm the court. Like, and sometimes they've even stormed the court and the game's not even over yet. That to me is still another problem because we forget the players are great, but they're still young men too. It happens for the women too, but these are young men. And I don't know if people saw it, but somebody was putting on there that Filipowski was trying to hurt somebody. Yeah, if you have 500 people running at you, I'm hurting you too. Back in like the 80s, there was a court storm, and it was a Celtics game, and they were storming a court. And seriously, Larry Bird was knocking people out. You can go back and look. He was literally punching people and knocking them out. What is Kyle Filipowski supposed to do? He's got kids running at him. I mean, we're just assuming that the kids aren't going to do anything. But how do we know? You know, how do we know they're not going to maliciously try to hurt them? I mean, when does it end? I mean, it's cool. It's fun to watch because no joke. I mean, the court is empty and then it's just like, just people come in. But is there a way to stop it? In my opinion, the only way to do it is maybe have security. You know, I even made a comment too. I know it's obnoxious, but I said, okay, so if the team wins, right, and they storm the court, they have to forfeit the win, and then the team that lost gets the win. I was like, yeah, Brian, that'll work. That'll go over well. But hey, you do that one time. I mean, you lose the win, but you can't do that because how do you control it? You know, how do you control it at all? But, you know, I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I mean, it's not going to go away, but they got to try to do something because the NCAA, just like any league, says, oh, we want to protect the players. How's that protecting the players? They can't even get off the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to do something.
Joseph said, sweep the leg in the comments.
I saw that. I started laughing.
I just go back. I agree, Brian. Just everybody that storms the court, just arrest everybody. 18,000 people arrested at the Duke whatever game. Yeah. They had to let convicted felons go out of the prisons to make room for all the college kids that got arrested for running on the court. I mean, make rules, they're going to get broken. It's just it seems more like a tradition thing that I don't think security tries to stop anybody. They just step out of the way, let it happen. You know, they're not. What are you going to do?
Well, what can you do? You're outnumbered. It's like Sparta or something, you know.
Yeah. You're being swarmed by a bunch of, you know, college kids that have been drinking beer for like 4 periods of play. They're ready. They're ready to go, man. See? Alcohol. That's what it's not good.
Yeah. It hurts people. That's what it does. Well, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I feel like it's never going to go away. It's going to happen. And unfortunately, you know, if they try to impose rules on it, they're gonna receive backlash over it. It's just not going to happen. But one place we definitely do not see this happen, which is kind of a curiosity. We see that happen in the NCAA, but we do not see that happen in the NBA.
Well, because the NBA, they'll knock you out.
That's what I'm saying. So what's the difference? Why can't the NCAA do that if the NBA can?
Because unfortunately the schools use it for recruiting tools, like they do. Like, come to our school when we win, we all have school spirit, you know, and it's
I guess so.
It's all about
they do it. I've seen it. They've done it in college football where, you know, they storm the field. Next thing you know, the goalposts are being pulled down and
that's
carried out of the stadium. Like,
that's cool. I don't care what you say.
You know what would be really cool? If these guys are so smart and they stormed the ice in a college hockey game and they all fell Now that would be fun. Look at like bowling pins everywhere.
Man, yeah, why don't we storm college hockey games?
Yeah, storm the ice, storm the ice.
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna do that at Mikey's next basketball game.
Run on the court.
When they win, I'm gonna be like,
that reminds me. Speaking about Mikey's basketball game, because we're wanting to go to do commentate a game and live stream it. I got a call today. They had a playoff game scheduled for tomorrow, but something happened with scheduling. It got moved to today. One and done kind of tournament. They played today at 4:30 and they won, so they get to move on to the next round.
Nice.
So I have to get in touch, but I think their next game might be Thursday, like early evening or late afternoon kind of time. So we might, I don't know, we might be able to work something in. We will see. We'll keep everybody updated, but that would be really cool because not only is it a game, but it's also a playoff game and a lot on the line. So that would be really, really cool.
Nice.
But moving on from college basketball, because wait a second. Did UConn win this weekend, Brian?
UConn lost on Tuesday to Creighton, which is a game that I had circled even at the beginning of the year. Creighton's number 15. It was a road game. It was the Huskies' third game in 7 days. That's a lot for college kids. They kind of got blown out of the gym by 19. I didn't think they'd lose that bad, but I'm kind of glad they did. And I wanted to see how they rebound because they played Saturday night at home against Villanova. Rebound they did. They won 78-54 against Villanova. And the rankings came out today, and they have the Huskies at number 3. They put Purdue and Houston ahead of them. Thank you. I'm actually glad because it's just more fuel to the fire because, I want to look up these stats. I'll try to have them next week. I want to know how many overall number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament actually won because UConn won last year and they were like 8th in the Big East. Like they did not have a good season at all. They lost in the semifinals of the Big East tournament and then they never lost again. They just went on a tear. They put it together. So I'm going to look that up. I'm going to have those stats for you guys next week, unless Zach wants to look it up now. But they got beat. I mean, they got barnstormed by Creighton. They shot 55% for the game, and then they shot 50% from 3-point. So, are you praising the Lord, or you want to say something?
I want to ask a question.
Sure, go ahead.
I want to say something.
Is Creighton ranked?
Yeah, Creighton was 15th. Yeah, they were 15th. So it's not like they're a scrub. They were like 15th, and now they moved up to 14th. But and then of course so here's the funny thing, right? Creighton beats UConn. So then Creighton has a team against an unranked opponent Sunday. UConn played Saturday. UConn wins by 24. Creighton loses to St. John's by 14. So who's a good team and who's not? It just happens. I mean, but you want to lose. I mean, I don't want the Huskies to go.
I never want to lose. I do. Yeah. I never want to lose.
Yeah, but
all right, Bobby Drew.
Here's the thing, though, Bobby. Have you ever not lost?
Of course. Well, in some people's minds, I have
lost. Listen, where's the whiteboard? We need a tote board. Every time Brian brings up UConn, and we bro, I think we're like 6 weeks in a row now.
Bro.
UConn comes up at least once, no matter what we're talking about. In the case now, I guess we're talking about college basketball, so it makes sense. But what?
They're great. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I really don't know what to tell you. 5 championships in the last 20 years. They're pretty good. That's right. UConn. UConn. UConn.
Oh, my God.
Uh-huh.
My brain hurts.
Hey, listen, not only are the UConn fans knowledgeable, they sing Sweet Caroline when the other team is shooting free throws. That's perfect. Boston guy. So, it's beautiful.
So who are they still? Is UConn still number 1?
Houston is 1. Purdue is 2. UConn is 3. So, yeah.
Purdue? You said Purdue is 2?
Yeah. The team that lost to Ohio State. Uh-huh. So they lose to Ohio State, who's unranked and had like 12 wins. UConn loses to the number 15 team on their court, and they're going to all of a sudden jump ahead of Purdue with the same amount of losses. All three of those teams have 3 losses. UConn has the most wins. Well, let's go ahead and let's drop them. Because, again, analytics don't get me started. It's fine. Stay number 3. They'll still be a 1 seed in the tournament. But once they get to the tournament, we'll see what happens.
Speaking of college basketball and the tournament coming up.
12 times. Like 12 times, bro. You said UConn. I'm keeping track.
Awesome.
I got a notification today that some brackets have opened for March Madness. It's a little early. Still a little early. Nothing's been set quite yet. But between the 3 of us, and maybe we'll get some other people in there as well, we'll probably start a bracket tournament for us, and we'll get that filled out before March Madness starts, and we can follow that along as that goes as well. But moving on from college basketball, because quite honestly, man, I almost fell asleep.
UConn.
Write that down, Dave. Write that down. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the National Basketball Association, which is the NBA. For those of you that did not know, David, we're gonna talk about the NBA. But this is where we get our first guest ever on the Bobby Drew Show, and it is one of our own. He lost. I mean, he's in our fantasy football league, and he tries really hard. We'll leave it at that. He tries really hard. But one thing he probably knows more about than I do is basketball when it comes to the NBA. I will be the first to admit I do not follow enough NBA to talk about the NBA. I can't keep up with Brian. Dave, you might as well just get a pillow for the next few minutes, buddy, because you're gonna be in another world right now. So
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Without further ado,
I do.
Why don't we all welcome? Let me switch the screen so he's gonna be on the screen here. I have to find it. Hold on, sorry. Why don't we all welcome Nate Larson?
Nathan,
what's up, guys?
Yeah, what's green up? Teamer. Look at that, green teamer. Let's go, Celtics.
Sir,
you can
I'm not quite sure if you're an alien or what's going on over there, but everything's green. Is there
Celtics are a basketball team.
What did you say, Dave?
Celtics are an NBA basketball team.
They are the NBA basketball team.
And that is why you're on the show, to let us know which teams play which sports. That's exactly.
Ask me another question about the Boston Celtics. I will answer it.
Who is their head coach?
Who is the Boston Celtics head coach? Well, I will tell you, Bobby Drew. The Boston head coach is Joe Mazzulla.
Oh, I'm surprised you could say that.
Listen, I will tell you this. I typed that in, and within half of a second, Google answered that question, which is not quite as fast as Daniel Suarez beat Ryan Blaney by 0.003 seconds. So, all right, I'm out. Y'all talk about basketball.
All right.
Dave, do you want me to take you away from the screen, or you just want to chill out?
I'm just gonna sit here and make faces.
All right, there you go. Entertain those that do not follow the NBA. They can watch your screen. All right, Nate. So I think it's pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure it's obvious you're a Boston Celtics fan.
Yes,
do you believe that since you're a Boston Celtics fan, that makes you biased in your opinions when it comes to players?
No, absolutely not. See, when I think of players and I think of how good they are, I base it off of stats and I base it off of their team. I don't base it off of bias. I don't let the teams themselves. I let the team's record and how they're playing, I let that tell me who's the best.
All right. So is it possible? Is it possible for a team to have a bad record but have a really good player?
Of course. Recently there's a rookie, Brandon Miller. He's on the Hornets. Hornets are hot garbage, but Brandon Miller is balling out. You got players on all kinds of teams who are 10th seeds or not even in the playoffs who are top players in the league.
Would Victor Wembanyama fall in that category?
Gosh. See, I don't really like Victor that much. I call him Victor Wet Bananas, but
what does that even mean?
Victor Wet Bananas. That's his name for me. No, I don't put him in that category yet.
All right, we're going to test your knowledge here. Joe in the comments has a question for you. Who was the head coach in 1986 of the Boston Celtics?
I know.
Pass the phone to my dad over there.
Oh, okay, Brian. Who's the head coach?
Casey Jones?
Casey Jones?
That was
Dave's
my second guess.
Hot garbage.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, nice, Dave. Appreciate it. All right, so when it comes to NBA, as you see, I don't think I have it in the ticker down there right now, but I believe the Boston Celtics, they have the best record in the NBA. Is that correct?
They do.
Yes, it is.
They do. All right. So, in your opinion, and we're going to do a comparison here. All right. I'm very interested in this. I'm going to give you guys each 30 seconds to collect your thoughts. I'm going to pose the question to you. And the two of you, Brian and Nate, 45 and 12. Thank you there, Dave. Man, Dave's coming in clutch, right? He's coming in clutch with all this. Oh, man. Maybe you are more than the funny guy. You might be the sports guy. You just might be, Dave. But me and Dave will make fun of basketball for a little bit. And I'll give you guys 30 seconds to collect your thoughts. But I want to see the comparison between you two. You're going to give me the top 5 current NBA players. Current, not past, the ones that are in NBA right now. You're going to give me a top 5. No particular order, just 5 best players. Dave, I see your mic is muted at the moment. These two are going to be brainstorming for the next 30 seconds about the top 5 NBA players. Dave, I want you to name 5 NBA players that are in the NBA right now.
No Google. No Google.
No Google.
LeBron James. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Then there is what's that other guy? Steph Curry.
Okay. Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar.
No. No, that's not a basketball player, man. That's not.
That's a basketball name.
No, it's not.
That's a rapper.
All right, so no Kendrick Lamar.
No.
All right, I got this. Let's see. No, Larry Bird. No, he's not current. Is they got to be current?
Yes, it's got to be current, man. All right, you're done. It's over. It's okay. You're done. It's all right. Hey, you did a good job. You got 2. That was nice.
Yes. Good job.
No, not hot bananas. Wet bananas.
Wet bananas.
Yep.
Hot bananas. Okay, that's an interesting question. Dave, do you have a banana and a microwave near you?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, next week we're going to have hot bananas on the show. All right, let's see. Here we go. Wait, what is this guy talking about? Boba, Luke Cornett, Brad Simmons, Chris Paul, and Taco Fall. Is Taco Fall, he's not in the NBA, is he?
He plays in China.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that guy got shipped off to a different country. Anyways, let's do this. All right, Nate, who are your top 5? And Brian, let him say his piece. We don't need an explanation. Just give me your top 5 players right now. Go, Nate.
All right. So I got Jokic on the Nuggets. I got Luka Doncic on the Mavericks. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the Thunder. Jason Tatum on the Boston Celtics. And then I got Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's how you say it.
That was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That was impressive just because you were able to pronounce Giannis's last name. I'm not even going to try it. So I give you points for that one. And knowing the little that I do know about the NBA, that's not a bad list. That's a good list. Brian, who's your 5?
I think I'm going to go ahead and do the 5 most underrated players that are good. Could I do that?
Yeah, go for
All
it.
right. I'm going to start off with Derek White of the Boston Celtics.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to then say Tyrese Halliburton on the Indiana Pacers, Donovan Mitchell on the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jimmy Butler on the Miami Heat, and my last underrated player is also on the Boston Celtics. His name is Al Horford. Those are my 5 most underrated.
Why do you think Jimmy Butler is underrated?
Because he just doesn't get the hype that everybody else gets, and he's great in the playoffs, and that's all you want. He's a baller. He doesn't complain. He just does his thing.
Dave. Warm trash. Nate, would you agree? Do you think Jimmy Butler's underrated?
Yeah, just like you said, Jimmy Butler is the kind of guy who will give you maybe 20 points a game in the regular season. But man, I can speak firsthand experience watching the guy against the Boston Celtics for the last 5 years. Basically, it feels like that he is an absolute baller when it comes to playoff times. He takes it seriously. He's got the great mentality to back it up, and it's just crazy to see, honestly.
Yeah, I do like Jimmy Butler. Joe in the comments is really advocating for Taco Fall. He says he should be in the NBA. How tall is that guy? Like he's 7 something.
7'9",
7'5".
That's not even a real name.
Yeah,
Taco Mall?
No,
Taco.
SALL.
Yes,
Nobody's
it is,
name is
Dave.
Taco.
Dave.
Yes, it is.
It really
Look
is.
it
And
up
he
right
went-
now.
He went to UCF, bud. He went
Here.
to the University of Central Florida.
I'm gonna do
Don't
one
even
better.
say, oh, okay. I thought you were about to say UConn.
UConn.
I'm gonna pull up a picture here so you guys can see.
He's a big boy.
You guys keep talking about the NBA. I'm gonna pull up a picture of Taco Fall. I'm gonna put him on here, but you guys keep talking about the NBA.
All right, I'd like to talk about. I don't know how many saw the Lakers game yesterday with the Phoenix Suns, and the Lakers after the game absolutely crying about not getting to the free throw line, but only 8 times and only in the first half. Let me explain something here, LA Lakers and your fans and all the other people. You're going to complain that you didn't get to the line, but every time you're whistled for a foul, you're like, I didn't foul him. How are you going to call me for a foul? I didn't do it. So is it a foul or isn't it a foul? Just because you didn't get the foul calls, then you're going to complain. But yet when you get a whistle blown against you, you say you didn't foul them. So if you don't foul people, then obviously the Suns didn't foul you. Stop complaining. I get it in the college ranks because UConn and all the college teams, they are still kids. These are grown men athletes that are paid millions upon millions of dollars. Dude, you didn't get a call. Go to the basket again. Stop crying. That's my take on it.
You know, Brian, it really seems like going back to our podcast days, you really have it out for the refs in every sport.
Yeah.
like they've done something wrong to you.
There's something about you, bro.
I don't really think I have it out for them, but there's no accountability. Players are held accountable. Coaches are held accountable. Owners are held accountable. Fans are held accountable. But the refs can blow a whistle and be like, "Oh, my bad, I missed it." It's not okay.
Are the referees in the NBA, are they full-time employees?
You know, that's a good question. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really sure, but even if they are, they aren't. They're still terrible.
Problem story.
Okay, here's the problem. Here's the problem, right? If you look at officials, they are trying to call a young man's game when these guys are like 60 years old and older. Okay, you start losing your eyesight. You can't hear. You can't run. How are you going to go up and down the court 500 times, you don't get a timeout. You don't get a break like the players do. And then you're going to call a foul. You can't see. So, and then you're going to look at the other ref. Oh, was there a foul? I blew my whistle. My bad. No, there's got to be accountability. Like, you can't hide behind it anymore. You can challenge calls in every sport now. Why can't you? How am I supposed to get my point across?
They need to contact Jimmy Garoppolo, see where he got his stuff from.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
I tell you where he got his 2 rings on the bench.
Hey,
yeah. Hey,
Make
Dave,
Tom
here's
Brady.
a picture. Here's a picture of Taco Fall.
Yep.
Taco Fall. That would be a long fall if he fell down.
Guys, look at how big. Go back to that picture and look at his right foot. Look how big that shoe is.
Bro, how
That
big
switch
is
looks like
that
a
man?
wave. The switch looks like a wave coming in from the Atlantic Ocean or something.
How
boat for
is
sure.
Is he taller than Shaq?
Yeah, he's 7'5". Shaq was only like 7'1". Yeah,
That guy
Only.
is massive.
he's even taller than Victor Wembanyama. Or Weaponana, sorry.
He's 7'6".
7'6".
And last year he played for the Nanjing Monkey Kings.
Oh goodness.
Anyways, Nate, before you go, we're gonna enter into our journalist circle here because we are a sports show and you're a guest on here. So you are, even though Joe said Dave needs to etch a sketch. Even though you may not consider yourself an expert in our show, in our eyes, you are a local sports expert. So with that being said, when is the trade deadline for the NBA? Is it already over? Is there any moves that can be made on the rosters?
It's already over.
It's already over. So rosters are set.
Yes, they are.
Oh, Brian says no. You're being challenged right now.
Players can be bought out, but they can only go to certain teams. You still have up until the end of this month. It's almost like baseball with August. They can be bought out, but like you can't make a super team. Like you have to be under the cap, and if you're in the league more than 10 years, you can't go to like this. Just there's a lot of like numbers involved, but most of the teams are set. Like you can't really do much, but if someone's bought out, then they could still go.
Gotcha. So Nate, with the current rosters the way that they are, not being biased because you're a Boston Celtics fan.
Celtics.
Who's going to win who's going to win? What 2 teams will make it to the NBA championship?
Okay, so in the East, I don't think this is any surprise. I have the best team in the league with 45-12. I have Boston Celtics making it to the NBA Finals for the East. The West, okay? The West is going to be difficult because if you look at the standings in the West, there's a lot of teams who are very, very close right now. And for me, it's between the Timberwolves and the Clippers. For me. I think with the experience you have, I think with the experience that you have on the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden now, I think that they will make it to the finals for the West, and the Celtics will win it all.
You're wrong. Because nowhere in that sentence did I hear the Orlando Magic.
West wins.
Let's move on. West wins.
All right. So if you could do it all over again, Nate, how would you make the NBA All-Star Weekend better?
Ooh.
That's a tough one. I know. I just threw that one on you. I should have warned you about that question, but I didn't. You're on the spot. You're going full screen. Ready, go.
It sounds stupid. They're making millions of dollars already. If you're an all-star, you're making good money, most likely. But having some sort of incentive for the winning team. Okay. having some sort of incentive for the winning team would make them want to play, like kind of like the in-season tournament, how they have a cash incentive for the winning team. Something like that would. It seems like the only feasible option that the NBA could implement.
Yeah, I think that's what Brian said last week as well. You've already said your piece about the Celtics are going to win it all. Even though we didn't ask for that, you already said that. I appreciate your opinion, but you're wrong. But Brian, you have your hand raised, so go ahead, say whatever you want.
I want to drop some knowledge on our special guest, Nathan.
Oh, yeah, do it. Drop it really hard, too.
Here we go.
All right. Let me explain something to you, Nathan Larson. The Celtics are going to the NBA Finals, but you
know what you're gonna say.
Minnesota or LA Clippers?
Yes,
Minnesota, their average age is like 4, and the Clippers don't even stay healthy. Dude, the Denver Nuggets and the Boston Celtics are the only contenders, and everybody, we'll get to you in a minute. I'm gonna drop this knowledge bomb on you. Okay,
let's go.
Paul George sat out again yesterday because he had leg problems. Okay. Kawhi Leonard is going to get hurt. They always do. The Denver Nuggets proved yesterday why they still are the best team in the West. And it should have been the Celtics and the Nuggets last year. And as a Celtics fan, I want that series because that series will be incredible. The Nuggets are great, but the Celtics are better. It will go 7. The Celtics will win number 18 in the Garden. We're all going to go crazy in the Garden. They're going to have number 18. Denver's going to lose. Tatum, yes, you're going to hear it first. Tatum is going to go and have an MVP finals coming his way. And the Celtics will win in 7 against Denver. There is not another team coming out of the West. Oklahoma City's too young. Clippers are fragile. Minnesota's they have no playoff experience. None. They have none. Yes, Dave, I'd like to hear your response.
Yeah, Dave, I want to hear what you got to say.
I don't think you guys are given enough thought or even credit to the Warriors. Okay, I know they barely have a winning record in the West, but they are going to win out. Every game they're going to win. They've got coming up. They're going to win. They're going to plow through the rest of the division. They're going to be finals. Forget about it. In the Garden, they're gonna weed whack your garden in the Boston area. Bro, I'm muting my microphone. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Nate, go ahead. What?
The Warriors won't even make it out of the in-season tournament, the play-in. They won't even make it to the playoffs.
Right? They're too
We'll
small.
see.
They're too small.
The game has so quickly changed from a small game to a big game. That's why the Celtics, the Nuggets, that's why those are the top teams. They have good centers, they have good forwards, and that's why they're the best teams, not the trash Warriors.
But wait, they're too small, but they're only small right now because they're going to pick up Taco Fall.
Oh, that would not be a smart
Look at this
move.
guy. Do we need to remind you? Do we need to remind you? Look how big this guy is. The next time you see him, he's not going to be in a Celtics uniform. He's going to be in a Golden State Warriors uniform. And you know what? He's going to wear number 30. He's going to take it right from Curry.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Have you seen the guy run?
He doesn't have to run. He takes one step and he's on the other side of the court.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Dave, that was a
good
NBA point. That was good. You really made a valid point for why the Warriors are gonna win it all. They're the number 2 seed right now, right?
It could happen.
Dave.
No.
What?
No. Just no. No.
Klay Thompson's washed.
Dave, all I want to say about that, UConn.
I'll write that down. And with that being said, Nate, we appreciate you coming on. I think we're going to have Nate on at least once a month. And hopefully next week we get a different guest on. That's our goal, is to try to hopefully we can get one guest on every week. And we're going to talk here in a few minutes about possibly one guest that we'll have on. But Nate, we appreciate you coming on. Peace out, homie. You can stay and enjoy the rest of the show in the background if you want. But everybody give a round of applause for Nate. Thanks for being on here, buddy.
I like Nate.
All right.
Good job, Nate.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. He did a lot better in that segment than he did all fantasy football season. So makes sense. And now he can't say anything. He's in the background. I see his mouth down there. Oh, it's so frustrating.
He made more trade requests. He made more trade requests in the fantasy football season than he said words just now on the show.
Oh, hey, we got a Warriors fan in the comments, it looks like. Joe said, ooh, I root for the Warriors. Probably just said that to get on the Bryant skin.
Yeah.
There we go. But, and speaking about guests, listen, I'm going to make this really quick. I'm not going to go into all the details or anything, but we'll put the picture, just in case you guys don't know who this guy is. There's a guy. His contract is up, I believe, with the New England Patriots. But he's a wide receiver in the NFL. He'll be in contract talks here in the offseason. But this is Kendrick Bourne. He played for the 49ers for a few years. He's played with the Patriots for a few years. He's good. He's got solid talent. And he's a good – I'd say he's a solid 2. He could possibly be a solid 1 on the right team, possibly. With all that being said, Kendrick Bourne was on social media the other day, and I was on there just checking some notifications that I got, and I happened to see that he was on the live. So I jumped on the live, and he was inviting people to join in and talk about their brand. And he was talking about God, how he believes in God, some things that he believes, this and that, blah, 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 so on and so on. And so I was in the comments, and I was talking, and then when it came time for him to invite somebody on, he invited me on the live. I was like, wow, this is really cool. So he allowed me to drop the name of the show, the Bobby Drew Show. So Kendrick Bourne, if he sees our shirt somewhere, maybe in one of the training camps or something, he would recognize the name because he mentioned it multiple times, the Bobby Drew Show. So I DM'd him. He said we might be able to link up on a show someday. So it'd be really cool if we were able to get him on there to have him as a guest. But the whole point is, guys, we're not small town anymore. We're big time. I don't care how many people are watching right now. I don't care how many followers we have because an NFL player, he knows what our show is. And so that's pretty cool. And maybe we can get him on and talk about maybe his contract. Maybe we can be his agent, Maybe we can represent him and we can get him the best deal. Maybe he could have some Bobby Drew Show cleats for, a game or something. I don't know. But if you know who Kendrick Bourne is, if you have social media, go to his social media, DM him, put in the comments of every post that he has, hey, you should go on the Bobby Drew Show, and we'll just annoy him to death. Joe in the comments says, Patriots need to sign him. Yep. Yes, they do. They really do need Kendrick Bourne because he was the best wide receiver they had. Who else does the Patriots have as wide receivers? They had. He's not under contract. So they had Kendrick Bourne. Who else they got, Brian?
Juju.
They have Juju.
They have what's the rookie's name that got hurt? You caught me off guard. I was looking up something totally different. They have 2 other guys.
But nothing solid though.
No. Oh no.
Oh, Devontae Parker. They do have Devontae Parker. Didn't they pay him? They extended him though, I thought.
Yeah, but he's trash. He's always hurt. He was hurt even with Miami. That's why I don't know why they signed him. Demario Douglas, that's the one I was thinking about.
Demario was really good.
And Tyquan Thornton, he's another one that's a speedster. Other than that, they really have nobody. They have Kashawn Butte, but he's not good either. So they have nobody. They have no receivers at all.
Absolutely nobody.
He's a free agent, so when the Bucks fail to sign Mike Evans, I say we pick up Kendrick Bourne.
And then when he does get signed, Bourne Blessed, that's his brand. That's actually a cool name. That's really cool. When he does get signed in Tampa, we will go down there, Dave, with Bobby Drew shirts
Yeah, we will.
and we will make sure that he sees us. And then next thing you know, we're gonna be best friends, and he's gonna make us his agents and give us season tickets. That's what it's gonna be. But in talking about the NFL, we mentioned we were gonna do this last week. We're gonna talk about current NFL QBs. So my fellow hosts here have compiled lists of their top 10 NFL QBs that are currently in the league. And then once we get done with this, we have some free agency stuff we're going to talk about just briefly because it is interesting. But David, I'm just excited to hear what you have to say. So David, why don't you tell us who your your top 10 QBs are?
You want me to start?
Yeah, I want you to start.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to start. Do we start at number 1 or number 10?
You go however you want.
I'm going to start at number 1, and I bet you we all agree. Patrick Mahomes. Are you there? Am I by myself?
Yeah, we're here. It's your show right now, Dave. Take it away, man.
Okay, number 1. I want to see y'all's faces, though, and comment when so Patrick Mahomes, at his worst, he's still better than everybody else. Okay. Number two, Joe Burrow.
Oh.
Number 3, Josh Allen. Number 4, Brock Purdy. Thank you very much. I don't care if he's the 10th best player on his team. He is the 4th best quarterback in the league. Pay Brock Purdy and keep him in San Francisco. Kirk Cousins, when his Achilles isn't broken. Listen, I realize he played like one play last year, but Aaron Rodgers still makes the top 10 at number 6 and one slot in front of Dak Prescott. Now, I know you guys think Dak does not deserve to be in the top 10. Bobby Drew, I know that you cannot stand the Cowboys, and I know Dak Prescott doesn't win in the playoffs like my number 1, Patrick Mahomes, but you know what? He's still there. Jalen Hurts, listen, my number 1 draft pick in my fantasy draft. He did good for me. He's the calmest QB outside of the pocket. Number 9, you're not going to believe this when I tell you, Tua Tagovailoa. But there's an asterisk by this one. As long as he's got Hill and Waddle, he's top 10. Okay, and then C.J. Stroud. Now, C.J. Stroud could have been higher on the list, but I put him at number 10 because he is a rookie and he's too new to know. Did he just have one of them awesome, amazing, it's never going to happen again seasons, or is he better than that? That's why he makes my top 10. Comment.
Okay, Brian. Listen, I forgot. I didn't even listen to anything you said after Brock Purdy being number 4.
What?
That's crazy. So no, listen. All right, name the last 6. Everybody you named after Purdy. Let me hear those names.
Kirk Cousins.
Wrong. There's in no world, even with a torn Achilles, ACL, I don't care if he's throwing with his left arm, Kirk Cousins is better than Brock Purdy.
2 years we've seen. You know what Brock Purdy does? He wins in the playoffs.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Listen.
Does he have a Super Bowl?
He wins more than Kirk Cousins.
Does he have a Super Bowl?
Okay. He's been to a Super Bowl.
Okay. And?
Listen, don't even get me started on Super Bowl wins, or else I'm going to put what's his name on here?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo, 2 Super Bowl wins. Thank you, Tom Brady. Okay.
Listen, Dave, your list is out of your just simply because you put it in order and you put Brock Purdy at 4 is wild.
Bro,
that's crazy.
Listen, you're not giving him enough credit. He's a good quarterback.
You're giving him too much credit.
Number 4.
Okay, so are you saying he doesn't deserve to be in the top 10?
I never said
I'm
that.
not saying that.
Okay, so it's just
I'm
he's
okay
not
if you
number
put him at 10.
You
I'm
can't
okay if
have
you put him
it
at 10.
You can't have
Not
it.
at 4 though.
You can't.
All right, Aaron Rodgers then.
At
What about
4?
him?
No.
No.
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers is my number 6. You're saying Brock Purdy's not better than Aaron Rodgers?
No way.
Bro, Aaron Rodgers can't even play more than one play on the year because he breaks stuff. And Brock Purdy got banged up but kept on playing.
No, he didn't. He didn't finish the NFC championship game because he broke his elbow. So what's the problem with that?
Oh, dude. Dave, you poked the bear right there, man.
All right, yeah. So he tore his UCL, and he came in and kept playing after that till they finally took him out.
Right.
So that's all right. At least he made it to the championship game. Aaron Rodgers couldn't make it to the second drive.
Aaron Rodgers has a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy doesn't.
Jimmy Garoppolo has 2 Super Bowls.
But we're not talking about Jimmy G. We're talking about Brock Purdy, and we're talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Dak Prescott.
In what world? Is Brock Purdy better than Aaron Rodgers?
What's his name? Brock Purdy is better than Dak Prescott. You know why? Because he wins when he gets into the playoffs. I know he didn't win the Super Bowl. I know he lost the championship game last year. How many championship games has Dak Prescott seen?
You got to stop.
You got
to stop.
How many championship games has Dak Prescott seen? Not 5, no.
Hold on. Trent Dilfer
He said not 5.
Because Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl. Your argument is you can't.
Don't even get me started on Trent Dilfer, the Super Bowl the very next year. I don't want to talk about Trent Dilfer and his bald head.
Can we make a disclaimer when talking about these current QBs, right? I feel like if we're talking about QBs of all time, that's when Super Bowls come into play. But when we're just talking about current QB play, I don't think we could put Super Bowls in because their careers aren't over yet.
Okay, hold on. Real quick, Dave. Here's to your argument, right? If you take Aaron Rodgers and you put him on the San Francisco 49ers, who's better, Purdy or Rodgers? I'll wait. And I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I'll wait.
I think Purdy because Aaron Rodgers is washed up.
Stop.
Aaron Rodgers his career's over, dude. He's in his twilight years. He couldn't do what Peyton Manning did. He couldn't do what Brett Favre did. He couldn't do what Tom Brady did and leave the team who lifted you up and raised you up and then go somewhere else and win.
Okay. All right.
He can't even go somewhere else and play more than one play.
Number 5, you had Kirk Cousins. You put Kirk Cousins on the Niners. Does he have better numbers than Purdy? Yup.
Kirk Cousins had his chance. No, he didn't play for the Niners. He played for the Chiefs, right? I can't remember.
The Redskins.
That's right. That's what did I say? You can't say Redskins.
Yeah, well, but that's who he played
Commanders.
For. No, he played for the Redskins.
You think Brock Purdy's better than CJ Stroud?
No, I don't.
Wow.
CJ Stroud did his with a rookie receiver.
You know what? You hurt my feelings.
Okay, hold on. CJ Stroud, right? Wins the division, gets to the playoffs, wins a playoff game. He has no running game whatsoever. A rookie receiver in Tank Dell. His tight end got hurt every other game, and a rookie head coach. You put CJ Stroud on the Niners, he blows Brock Purdy's number out of the water. Purdy is top 10. Purdy is not 4. He can't. I'm sorry, he's just not.
All right. Well, listen.
I'm going to throw a stat out there. You want to throw Peyton Manning's name out there, and you wouldn't even be able to find this stat, but I found it. How many pick sixes has Peyton Manning thrown versus Aaron Rodgers?
Like actual numbers, or how many?
Yeah.
Percentage?
I don't know.
Probably.
Peyton Manning has thrown 27 pick sixes.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers has thrown 4.
Okay.
I'm just throwing that out there.
So what you're saying is Peyton Manning has thrown more touchdown passes than Aaron Rodgers. Okay, it was still a touchdown pass. All right, so I don't want to hear it.
I love
And
it.
I know Brett Favre. I know Brett Favre's first pass in the NFL was a pick six. And you know, I seen in interviews he went over the sideline with a smile on his face, and his coach is screaming at him. And you know what he told him? He says, "It doesn't matter, coach, because at the end of my career, all they're going to talk about is my first pass in the NFL went for a touchdown."
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Listen.
All right, Dave. We got your
Peyton
list.
Manning is better than Aaron Rodgers.
That's debatable.
You're frustrating me. I'm gonna need to go pray.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying it's debatable.
All right, you guys go.
No,
Tell about your list.
Manning is better than Rodgers.
We're talking about
debatable.
current players. All right.
Yeah, you brought up Manning. He's not even in the league anymore.
You brought up Manning.
I didn't bring up Manning. You brought up Manning.
You said Peyton Manning.
You said about the pick sixes. You brought it up.
No, because he brought up Peyton Manning comparing him to Aaron Rodgers. He said Rodgers hasn't done what Peyton Manning has done.
All right, listen, Brian, it's your turn. You go, and then I'll tell you how you're wrong.
Okay. Well, I obviously did a little more research than you guys. Not only do I have the quarterbacks, I have the round that they were picked in, the number they were picked, and the year they were picked.
Oh, my God.
Okay? So you ready for this, Dave? Number one, I have Patrick Mahomes.
We agree.
Round
Thank you.
one, number 10 in the year 2017. Okay? So he's a first-round pick, top 10. Okay? Number two, I have Josh Allen. He was round one, number 12 in 2018. Number three, I have Dak Prescott. Round four, pick number 135 in the year 2016. Year 2016, Carson Wentz was picked second. Is he even in the league anymore? I don't think so. And Jared Goff was the number one overall pick in 2016. Why does Dak Prescott get blasted for choking or whatever in the playoffs when he was picked number 135 in the fourth round? He's not supposed to be great. He's a fourth round pick out of Mississippi State. Please. I have number 4, Lamar Jackson. Round one, again, first round pick, number 32 in 2018. Then I have Justin Herbert. Round one, number 6. Are we all catching like a theme here? Like with all these quarterbacks and where they're picked, except for one so far? Then I have Joe Burrow, round one, pick number 1 in the year 2020. Then I have Aaron Rodgers, round one, pick number 24 in the year 1437. Just kidding, 2005. Okay. Then I have CJ Stroud, round one, pick 2. So then my last one, which is, I know it's more than 10, but I had Jalen Hurts, round 2, pick 53.
Bro. Okay, that's awesome. We agree on a lot of stuff. All right, we were really close on some of these, but you're talking about draft picks. How about Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant? And look who he's beat out.
Who is he beat out?
I don't have time for this, Brian.
If you so
I can't even with you right now.
You say Mr. Irrelevant. Did you even look at the numbers between, let's just take Brock Purdy versus Dak Prescott? Touchdowns, yards. They're not close.
All right, here I got Brock Purdy versus Dak Prescott stats from last season. This is regular season last season. All right.
Yep.
Purdy 12-4, Prescott 12-5. Completion percentage was basically the same, 69.4 for Purdy, 69.5 for Prescott. Purdy has 4,280 pass yards. Prescott has 4,516. Purdy has 31 touchdowns. Prescott leads the league with 36. Purdy had 11 interceptions. Prescott had 9. Purdy has a higher QB rating as 113 versus 105.9 for Prescott. Rushing yards, if you want to include that, but that's it. They both got voted to the Pro Bowl. But outside of that, they're basically even.
So stat-wise, they're pretty even.
No, they're not.
Last year.
What?
That was
How
last
can
year.
you say they're not? Stat-wise, they're like the same.
No.
But let me see. I'm gonna find their career stats though.
Well, you shouldn't do that because Brock Purdy's only been in the league for like 12 games or something.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
don't want to
that's true.
start talking about the what ifs like between Brady and Mahomes.
Don't.
Oh, I forgot I wasn't supposed to mention it for another 6 years.
Don't. You cannot mention that.
I have to put $1 in the jar.
Hey, he just for comparison's sake, okay? So Prescott has 114 games, and Purdy has played 25 games. Okay, in the 25 games, Purdy is 17-4. In the 114 games, Prescott is 73-41. They basically have the same completion percentage rating at that rate. In those 114 games, Prescott has 29,459 yards. In the 25 games, Purdy has 5,654. Passing yards a game, Purdy averages 226. Prescott averages 258.
Hold on. You said Brock Purdy has 5,000 yards?
5,654 yards in 25 games.
200 this year?
I have to go back and look.
So bro threw for like 12 yards last year, and he's a great quarterback? Okay.
Purdy has 44 touchdowns. Prescott has 202. Purdy has 15 interceptions. Prescott has 74. Prescott's QB rating is 99 for his career so far. Purdy's is 111.4. That's their comparison.
Hey, how does the first 2 years of Brock Purdy's career compare to Tom Brady's?
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! No.
Well,
All right.
Brady has a Super Bowl, but whatever.
Oh, we go again with the Super Bowls, and let me just bring up.
All right.
Jimmy Garoppolo, or how about Bernie Kosar?
Vinny Testaverde.
Bernie Kosar got a Super Bowl as a backup.
You're right.
In no particular order.
This should be good.
Because I didn't write mine down. This is all off the top of my head. All right.
He's not brave enough to write them down.
I know.
You can scrutinize it. Off the top of my head, my top 10 QBs in no particular order because I don't have the brain cells right now after hearing Brock Purdy ranked number 4 in the NFL. It's crazy. But my top 10 in the league right now, obviously Mahomes, Allen.
Number 1. Number 3.
Burrow.
Number 2.
Those are going to be 3. I'll put Prescott in there. He's a top 10.
7.
I'll put Rodgers in there. He's top 10.
6.
Kirk Cousins. He's a top 10 QB.
5.
Jalen Hurts. I got it. He's in the if I was to rank it, he would be toward the back, but he's in the top 10. I'm at 7.
No, I'm saying Jalen Hurts would be number 8. I'm telling you where they fall. Keep going.
Okay, I got you. So that's 7. After that, man, this gets really tough after that. I got to put CJ Stroud in there. I think he's a top 10. I'm gonna put. Did I say Rodgers already?
Yep.
Okay, so Rodgers in there. I'm gonna put
Matt Stafford anywhere. You don't have Justin Herbert.
I'm gonna put Matt Stafford in there.
Oh, come
nope.
On. Come on.
Yep.
No way.
Yes way.
Nope.
I'm gonna put Stafford in there.
Give me 30 before I want Stafford.
And I'll put and then I'm Herbert in the top 10. That's my 10.
What about Brock Purdy?
No, not.
You have got to be.
You have to have Purdy in there somewhere, man. You have to.
Yeah, number 4, bro.
No, No. You put Purdy in the 9 spot for Stafford. You don't. Purdy is better than Stafford now. He just is. Stafford's old.
How?
Stafford's old. Stafford's old.
Yeah, but he's good.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
He's good.
To be fair, he's better looking than Aaron Rodgers. But that doesn't get him in the top 10.
Okay. All right, Matt Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
Matthew, he says that's what his mama calls him.
No, Matthew Stafford, get over here now. Bro, you got to stop with this Matt Stafford over. I mean, Purdy's not 4, but Purdy's a top 10. He just is. Come on. You can't keep him out of the list. Your list is wrong then if you don't have Purdy.
Garbage. Hot bananas.
I don't like it.
Or whatever.
Why do you think Matt Stafford is not top 10?
Because there's 10 quarterbacks better than him. I'm not saying he's bad.
Why do you think Brock Purdy is better than Matt Stafford?
Just because Brock Purdy just can do things that Matt Stafford can't. He can get out of the pocket. He can get out of the pocket. He can improvise. Okay. I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. You're a GM. You have a choice right now because age matters. You can take a team that's loaded for the next 10 years. You want Purdy or do you want Stafford? No, roll your eyes all you want. It's age.
Okay, we're talking about 10 years. I'm talking about just currently, right now.
I want Purdy. I do.
For 10 years, I'll take Purdy. Yeah, for 10 years because age does matter for that matter.
For the next 3 years, I'll take Purdy. You want to know why? Because Purdy is the last pick in the draft, and he's going to want to win. He's going to want to get better. He's never going to be content ever.
Would you rather have Purdy? I mean, not. Would you rather have Stafford or Rodgers?
Stafford.
Dave?
I feel like you think Stafford is better than Tua Tagovailoa?
I don't. What we saw toward the end of the season from Tua.
Yeah, he couldn't throw the ball at all. It didn't.
Yeah, it was a shame, but I'd rather have Tua than Stafford.
No, Tua, guys,
okay.
He can't throw the ball.
So
you got to be able to throw it. How many times did he throw the ball and it landed like 20 yards in front of Tyreek Hill? I mean, come on.
So, Brian, you said you'd rather have Stafford over Rodgers, but Rodgers is in your top 10.
Right. I'm just kidding.
But Stafford's not.
I just wanted to mess with you.
Oh. Well, don't worry, because I pulled up the stats. Rodgers and Matt Stafford stat comparisons. Rodgers, first of all, head-to-head is 13-4 against Matt Stafford, okay?
Oh, come on. You're going with the Lions when the Lions had nothing. That's wrong. Come on.
Stafford has played 206 games. Rodgers has played 231. So roughly 2 seasons more. Roughly about 2 seasons more.
Yep.
When it comes to that, Stafford has 56,047 passing yards. Rodgers has 59,055 passing yards. Rodgers has a completion percentage of 65.3. Stafford has a completion percentage of 63.2. Rodgers has 475 passing touchdowns with 105 interceptions. Stafford has 357 passing touchdowns with 180 interceptions, with a rating of 91, and Rodgers with a rating of 103.6. That's their comparisons.
Listen,
Dave.
I just want to bring up what Joe in the comments. I don't know who this guy is, but he's awesome. First of all, and I don't know if this is true, but I believe in what he is saying. Purdy has better numbers this last year than Mahomes. More yards, more touchdowns, less interceptions. Is that true?
It is. By the way,
okay,
it is true.
But the only reason I put Mahomes above Purdy is because Mahomes wins the Super Bowl where Purdy loses. Okay, but Purdy still makes the playoffs. He still wins playoff games. Yes, he lost the Super Bowl. I know. But Purdy's up there. He's top 5, guys.
No.
I've got him at number 4.
He's not top 5.
Nope, he's not.
Listen, I will compromise. Listen, I'll compromise. I'll take Matt Stafford out. I'll take Matt Stafford out. I'll put Purdy at 10, but he is not top 5.
Hold on, Dave. Hear me out. You're saying Purdy's 5. I'm going to name 5 quarterbacks, put them on the Niners. Are you ready? Tell me if they're better. Mahomes?
No, listen.
You're
just making stuff up.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
No,
okay.
We can't.
Hold on. You take Brock Purdy and you put him on the Atlanta Falcons. How good is he?
Put Mahomes on the Atlanta Falcons. How good is he?
They're a title contender.
Yeah. No, stop it.
Yes.
Bro,
stop it.
Yes.
No, you stop it.
Drake London. He has the tight end.
Kyle Pitts.
Listen.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the what ifs. I want to do the what is. It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, now he wants to do it.
What if Tom Brady was still playing? What if?
We all know who listen,
what if? Yeah. We all know he would be number 2.
You know what is, David? Brock Purdy has 0 Super Bowls.
You have 0 Super Bowls.
No,
all right, I'm top 5. I'm top 5.
What are you talking about?
Dave, right there. What is he?
Oh, yeah.
Fantasy football. I'm talking about real life NFL football on the field, man.
And look at that. On the ground. And look at that. Look at that. You're saying a guy that has the same amount of Super Bowls as me is a top 5 QB in the league right now.
Yes, because he's actually in the league. Thank you very much. Listen, don't even try me because I may be the only one in this room who actually went to a Super Bowl.
This is crazy.
So I know.
We're losing brain cells.
Come on, Twinkle Toes.
Don't start with me. Hey,
bro, this
danced
is crazy.
myself right into the halftime show. Thank you very much.
Listen, I'm going to take this segment with the gist of you guys reading your top 10 off, and I'm going to post it on social media, and we'll see what people have to say about it. But it's been an hour and 24 minutes. The more we talk about this, it's just we're gonna keep crawling into this hole, and we won't be able to get out of it.
Y'all frustrate me.
Brock Purdy, number 4. This guy's a trip, man.
But hey,
comedy.
We'll talk. We won't talk about it this week because we're out of time. But next week, when it comes NFL segment, we're gonna look at some free agents, people that have not been franchise tagged, people that may get franchise tagged, what it means for those organizations, and where could these people that are not franchise tagged possibly go? That's what we're going to talk about next week. Other than that, guys, we've got to end this. We've been on here way too long, an hour and 25 minutes. This is absurd. This is crazy. And thank you, Dave. It's all your fault because you started some hoopla about Brock Purdy's number 4 in the NFL. Absolutely crazy. Don't even say anything. You're done. You said your piece. You open your mouth. I will remove you. I will block you from this stream.
Listen, just can't.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Good night, everybody. Brian, any last words before we get off?
No, I got nothing. I'm all purdied out.
Yeah, we can't say anything else.
I do want to say thanks, Nate, for jumping on. It was cool having a special guest. So
yeah, Nate.
Thanks, Nate.
Thanks,
you did
Nate.
pretty good.
Nate, you can't do it.
Oh man. Oh wait, we got a comment. Let me see what the comment says. I would put him at 6. All right, Joe, you're done. I'm gonna block you from
By
our
the way,
page.
Joe, my ultimate, he's my best friend in the whole world. My math buddy, Joe. That was wrong. I'm gonna be chatting with him in a little.
Did you say your math buddy?
He lives in Massachusetts.
Oh, I thought that was oh, never mind.
No, he's
never mind.
He's as math as you guys, so no.
I didn't. Oh
no.
Joe, we appreciate you being in the comments, man. But you make any more wild claims like that, and we might have to block you.
No, come on, Joe. Tell a friend, man. We need more people out here like you. We can't. He's our biggest supporter right now.
He is. He's here every week. I appreciate it.
I know.
All right, guys, we got to roll. I see you commented there's 2 new comments. We can't look at them because we'll keep talking. We just can't keep doing this, guys. Hour and 27 minutes. We appreciate everybody for being on. Stay tuned for next week. Hopefully we'll have another special guest on. And follow us on social media. Share it with a friend. Tell a friend. God bless. We're out.